Hello, bookish friends in the internet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew, and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am here to film my December book haul. I am very excited because obviously it was Christmas month, so I got a few books from my friends and family. I actually only got 4 from friends and family. And then I bought 6 books yesterday at Barnes & Noble, so I'm very excited about those. I have an ARC that got sent to me from Penguin Teen, and then I have my Career Youth Book Club I need to talk about, and then, yeah, Book of the Month and Owl Crate. So I'm very excited for all of these. First half of this video, I'm going to talk about my 2 current reads, because I always do that with my book hauls. So one of them I am reading for a reading vlog that you guys will see, and that is Whiteout by Daniel Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. So the same people who brought us Blackout last year, they're back with a new short story collection of people of color in the snow and whatnot, and just having fun in New York. So far it's really cute, super fun, fast-paced read. I'm already 30 pages into this. My goal is to get to page 50 in here today for the reading vlog, so I need to do that after I film. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's one of my most anticipated reads, and so far it feels like 4 stars, maybe even 5, depending on how it ends. I read Blackout last year and really loved it. I think I gave it 4 stars, I think. So that's really fun. And then the next book I'm also currently reading. I've been reading this book all month, so it's been kind of putting me in a little bit of a reading slump. I'm on chapter 46, page 400 right now, and that is A Ruin by John Gwynne. I am taking my time with this one because it is such a big, chunky fantasy book. I do have this much left right here, so I'm hoping to finish this by New Year's Eve is my goal, which is why I wanted to do another weekly reading vlog, is to see how much I can read in the reading vlog. I'm really enjoying it so far. Right now they're getting ready for a huge battle, so each side or each point of view we get is them preparing for a battle. So I am very intrigued of what's going to happen. I hope none of my favorite character dies, because I hear somebody dies in here, and my friend Taylor won't tell me who it is, but I'm very curious to see who it will be, if it will be from the good side or bad side. And yeah, this will be my biggest book of the month if I do finish it. So hopefully this week I can finish it. I am off tomorrow, so I might just do a 24-hour readathon for myself and just see how much of this last half of the book I can read. But overall, I am really enjoying it, and again, I hope to finish this sometimes before the New Year's end. And now let's just jump into my book haul. So also, how cool are these LED lights? I got those for Christmas this year, so that's very fun. So you'll see different colors in each of my videos from now on. Anyways, let's jump into my actual book haul, the reason why you are here. Why is this shaking? What the heck? So like I said, I bought 6 books at Barnes & Noble. The Barnes & Noble had their huge 50% off all hardcovers. And the funny thing, I actually put this in my vlog I'm making. Funny thing is, I was telling my sister about this, and my sister didn't believe me that it was all 50% off. So I got 3 paperbacks and 3 hardcovers. 2 of them was the buy one get one 50% off. So I'm really happy about those. And 2 of them are also for Better Read / on my wish list. Actually, all 6 of these books were on my wish list, so I got them for myself. They were about $75, I think, so that's a solid deal. So yeah, let's just jump into it. And first book in this book haul is Well Traveled by Jen Deluca. This is the 4th and I think final book in the Well Met series. According to Goodreads, it states there's only 4 books. But I really enjoyed this romance series. As you guys know, there's a few romance I will stick with, and there's some that I won't. This is one of them that I have stick with. So I really been enjoying the Renaissance fair aspect of it, and just following different couples in each of the books. This was also one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I was so happy to see it at Barnes & Noble. They actually have multiple copies of these, so that's really fun. But this one just came out this month, and like I said, this is the fourth and final book in this series, so I won't be talking too much about it. Just know I'm very excited, and I'm hoping to read it definitely in the New Year's. I don't know if I'll get it to it this week, but I definitely want to read this in the New Year's. Next is a book I'm reading for my friend Zoran at Zoran's Books, I think. I'll leave her correct channel name down below. And she's also has a book talk on Instagram, so I'll leave her social media down below. But she's running a Fantasy and Friends book club, and their book club pick for the month of January is going to be A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair. I almost want to say Bard. I don't know why. This is by Melissa Blair, who's one of the book talk creators on Book Talk, which is really fun. And this dedication to her first book of a fantasy series is just so sweet. It says, "This book is dedicated to Book Talk creators and viewers alike. It wouldn't exist without you. Love, one of your own." And the funny, well, I don't know if it's funny, but funny to me that this author was anonymous at first, and it didn't really got picked up a whole lot. Like, there was some people who picked it up. I know a few of my other friends picked this up when it was first, like, published, and when it had no author's name on it. But then I think, like, July of this year, she put her name on the book, so that's really fun. But yeah, this is a first book in an adult fantasy series. Book 2, I think, comes out sometimes in 2023, and I'm curious to see what this is going to be about. It sounds super good. Gives me like a Throne of Glass feel, but like more adult, you know? But yeah, I really just love how simplistic this cover is, and it was, as you can see from the sticker, it was buy one, get one 50% off. So I was very excited for it. I literally screamed yes in the bookstore when I was there yesterday. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. And again, I'm very bad with my summaries, so sorry for not giving you guys great summaries. I'm going to try and work on that next year. But I got this during the sale, and I was very happy about it. Sorry if that was loud. I was moving boxes out of the way. Another one is part of the buy one, get one 50% off deal that they had for their paperbacks. And that is The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. I am nervous for this one, you guys. This is another adult fantasy book. A Blade of Secrets, or no. What is it? A Broken Blade, not A Blade of Secrets. That's another book. A Broken Blade. And this one was both in the adult fantasy section at my store. So this one was actually on my list of books to get that I wanted. So I was really happy to have this one. Also, Well Traveled was also on my list that I wanted to get. So I got 2 books off my list. Actually 3, but I got 3 books off my list, so I was really happy. Anyways, I love the tagline on the back of this book. It says, "For every realm there is a god, for every god there is an heir, for every heir there is a prince. Enter a world of bone and shadow magic, of vengeful gods and defiant chosen ones. The City of Dusk is the first book in the Dark Gods trilogy, from a stunning new voice in epic fantasy." Like, that just sounds amazing. I'm so excited to devour this, even though it is quite a chunky adult fantasy read. The reason why I said I was nervous for this one, though, is because I read Scavenge the Stars by this author. I read that whole duology, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think I give, like, both the books 3 stars, and I unhauled both of the books. So I'm hoping I would love this one, and I'm hoping it's good. And I know my friend Sammy from Books and Dogs and Coffee, she read this year and absolutely loved it. So, and the cover for book 2 got revealed this month, and it's just even more stunning. So once again, cannot wait to dive into this new adult fantasy world, and hopefully I will love it, because I got it for like $8 for a paperback, which is a deal on adult fantasy books, because usually, like, this book says it's for $18.99, and it was for $8. I was like, wow, that is amazing. Next, this is a finished copy that I bought. I have a physical copy of the ARC from the publishing, so thank you so much, Tortine. But I saw the hardcover at Barnes & Noble, and it was so pretty. So I bought it. That way I can replace my art. I'm gonna give it to like my library, or I give it to one of my friends. I don't know who will want it, but that is All of Our Demise by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. This is the second and final book in the All of Us in the Villains duology. The first book is All of Us Villains. I haven't read book one yet. I've been meaning to read it all year, and I think now that I have the hardcover of this one, which by the way, this hardcover, look at that, stunning. But this is a second and final book in the duology. It's supposed to be like the Hunger Games meet Red Rising, I think, or some weird comparison like that. I think it's supposed to be the Hunger Games, but like with more death involved than there was in the Hunger Games. So I'm intrigued to see what that's going to be about. And I believe Cindy, she has the first book and the second book, because I remember she said she was meeting the authors when book 2 came out. So Sydney, if you would like to buddy read this series with me next year, please do so, because I love Amanda Foody's writing, and I don't know why I haven't got to All of Us Villains yet. Next is a book that literally just came out yesterday. I had to cancel my Amazon order because I knew it was going to be in the stores, and that was Nine Liars by Maureen Johnson. This is the 5th, and again, I don't know if this is going to be the final book, because I think she has plans of doing a 6th book in this series. I'm not too positive about that, though. This is the 5th installment of the Truly Devious series. I honestly fell in love with Maureen Johnson's writing through this series. This is like the only series I read by her, and it is a fun whodunit type of thriller, and I don't know, it just keeps me intrigued every time I pick up the books. I might be reading this one after reading Whiteout if I have time this week. I don't know if I will, because I am busy at the end of this week. If I have time, I'm going to pick this up in December. If not, I'm definitely going to pick this up in January. So it says, when everybody lies, somebody dies. Like, these taglines on books lately have just been killer. Also, I just love how fall this looks. It just, I don't know, it's one of my most anticipated reads. I'm very excited to get to it, and hopefully I will love this, because I really love the box and the words. I think I give that like 5 stars, so hopefully this will be a 5-star read, and once again, I just hope I love it. And I haven't read a whole lot of thrillers this year, I noticed, so I would love to get more focus on thrillers for this next year. Sorry, I got distracted by my phone. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in here and what type of case we are going to solve. I'll read this other tagline. It says, 7 suspects, 2 murderers, 1 killer still playing a deadly game. Like, does that not sell you? I don't know what does. Definitely check this out if you want a fun, fast pace. And if I remember correctly, I don't know about this one because this is a finale, but I know like The Box in the Woods and the rest of the books were short chapters, so I love a good short chapters books. Next book, I wasn't planning on getting because I haven't read book 1 yet. Who buys a sequel without reading book 1? Me and everyone else on this community. But I saw that everybody else who was going to the Barnes & Noble sale bought this for their 50% off deal. And I was like, oh, I can binge read this duology next month. And my friend Clint from Reads Readers here on book 2, he read this duology back in October, I think, and he really loved it. It was actually on his like top 15 book series of the year. So I'll leave that video for him. I'll leave my friend's video up above or down below. I'll also leave his channel down below. That way you guys can go subscribe to him. But I picked this book up because of you, Clint, and that is Blood Like Fate by Leslie Sambury. I shouldn't say I'm excited for this because I haven't read book 1 yet. Again, book 1 has been on my TBR for like multiple months, multiple readathons. So next year I am going to focus on all my duology that I have. Because I have a lot of duologies to binge read. I have a lot of trilogy to complete next year. If I remember correctly, this deals obviously with blood magic, and there was witches and maybe vampires. I don't know if there's vampires in it, but there's definitely witches. And this cover is just gorgeous. I love it. And I have a lot of blues, so this will fit in nicely with all my other blue books. The next section of books that I have are 4 books that my friends and family have sent to me. First up, my friend, or not my friend, I mean, I guess she is my friend, but my grandma, she got me a bunch of pop figures that I want. So like pop figures like those, but those are my old ones. I've shown them off in my Christmas reading vlog, which I'll leave above and down below. But my grandma got me a Twisted Tale novel that I've been wanting for a while, because this is hard to find in hardcover, and that is Mirror Mirror by Jen Catalion. I'm so sorry for butchering your last name. I have not read this one yet. I'm very excited. I think this is like, if I remember correctly, I think it's like book 4 or 5 of the Twisted Tale series. I read a few of these here and there. I think I started reading these in like 2020, so I'm excited to get to this one finally. And hopefully I will love it, because a lot of them has been like darker than I anticipated. And this one says, what if the evil queen poisoned the prince? And if you can't tell, it's a Snow White retelling, so cannot wait to see what Jen Catalion will do with this. And I'm excited to dive back into this world, and hopefully I will love this installment. These next 2 books I'm going to show at the same time, because my friend Charlie, who runs our Queer Reads book club with me, she got me 2 books off my wish list, and she got me Demon in the Woods by Leigh Bardugo and Saint by Adrienne Young. Both of these were my most anticipated reads of the year, and Charlie FaceTimed me like a week before Christmas, and she was like, what are 2 books you want to get off your wish list? And I was like, ooh, that is hard, because there's a lot of good ones I have. But then I remember I wanted this for quite a while, because it is a graphic novel. Again, hopefully I'll read this in December. If not, I'll definitely start off my New Year's with Demon in the Woods, or I'll probably start it off with Saint. If you don't know what both of these about, Demon in the Woods is a villain story about the Darkling, who's in the Shadow and Bone world, which I am so excited for the season 2 that's going to drop. I think it said March 16th. I'll correct myself in the description below. But yeah, I'm excited to have more Shadow and Bone / what is Grishaverse content. So I'm looking forward to that. And these illustrations are just so pretty, and I cannot wait to read it and devour it in one sitting. Next is, like I said, is Saint by Adrienne Young. She also got me this. This one I wanted the most out of the 2 books that she got me, because this one got canceled from Barnes & Noble when I didn't have enough money at the time. But this is a prequel to Fable. I almost forgot what the series name is called. But this is a prequel to Fable, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in here. I don't really know who this follows and what type of cast it is, if it's the same cast from the first book. But this is a standalone novel that's part of the Fable world, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be about. And I just hear nothing but amazing things about this one as well. And honestly, at this point, Adrienne Young is an auto-buy author for me, and I cannot wait to see what she has in store for 2023. Next book is a book my friend Lori, who has a booktube channel. You guys know and love her on my channel. She and I run reading sprints on either my channel or her channel, depending on who's doing them. But Lori got me the beautiful 10th anniversary edition of The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer. Like, can we just take a minute and appreciate these gold sprayed edges and these beautiful, like, cover artwork, I guess. And then also you take it off, there's Tinkerbell right there. There's nothing on the back, but these illustrations they did are just so wonderful. And it makes me want to reread the series, because I do own all 6 books. I absolutely love this series. It was one of my favorite middle grade books to read about. And my friend Lori also called me. She's like, hey, that way I don't get like the same book as somebody else. what book you want, and I was like, you can just surprise me of any book on my wish list and I'd be really happy. So she got me this and I absolutely loved it, and I definitely will want to do a reread of the series in 2023. Now going into the last section of this book haul, I have ARC's book club to talk about, books I bought at Target, book of the month books, and an Owl Crate book to show off. So the ARC that I got sent to me, I don't know if I'll read this, to be honest, because I didn't really realize it was a how-to type of guide story, and that is You, the Story, a writer's guide to craft through memory. This is by Ruta Sepetys. I honestly just asked for this because A, I love reading my e-arcs as a physical copy, so that's why I requested it, and B, it's by Ruta Sepetys, who's also an auto-buy author. This book doesn't come out till May 2023, so I'm lucky enough to have it, so thank you so much, James from Penguin Teen, for sending this my way. Cannot wait to read this, even though I might not read it, which sucks. But yeah, it just says life is story in motion. Each day you add to your story, revise it, and view it from a different angle. A day is a story, a year is a story, a life is a story, you are the story. I love that. That's so sweet. So yeah, I just love everything Ruta Sepetys have wrote, and again, I don't know if I will read this. Again, I might give this to my library. Yeah, I'm grateful to have it, but I didn't realize what type of story it was. So thank you again, Penguin Teen, and hopefully I'll read it in the New Year's. Next book is my January book club pick for Queer Reads. If you don't know, I have a Queer Reads book club. I did an announcement video for it on my channel, so that will be up above or down below. Our January Queer Reads book club pick for the month is Acting the Part by S.R. Elroy. We're actually having an author interview with them at the end of January, so I'm very excited. I definitely need to get to this in the month of January. That way I can ask questions and just have a fun time interviewing. I believe the author interview is going to happen January 31st. We don't have a set time yet, and it's going to happen on my Instagram account. I might see if he's okay if we can switch it to YouTube, because that way I have better camera and know how to control the comments and whatnot. So I might ask them if I can move it to YouTube. But this is another December most anticipated read of mine, and when this came, I was super excited, and I also forgot that I pre-ordered this, so I was like, oh, this is super cool. So this is LGBT contemporary novel, and it's set in theater at a high school with some drama and some romance, I believe, so very excited. I think, if I remember correctly, either I picked this one or my friend Charlie picked this one. I can't remember who picked this one. I want to say I did, just because I loved May the Best Man Win, but I don't know. I can't remember who picked it, but I'm excited nonetheless. These next two books I bought at Target earlier in the month when I should have been buying books because of Christmas, but I got A Scatter of Light by Melinda Lowe. If you guys saw, I don't know which reading vlog it is. I think it's one of my weekend reading vlogs. I read last night at the Telegraph Club in October, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars, and it was just a fun, intriguing read. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading the companion novel, and I really cannot wait to read this because I have an e-arc of this from Penguin Teen. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this one. I know this is set in California in 1982. Is that right? 1955. I was so wrong. But I cannot wait to see what this is about. Again, if I don't read this one in December, I'll definitely read it sometimes in the New Year's. But I really enjoyed last night at the Telegraph Club, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen in this one. Next one is the first book in a brand new fantasy series by an auto-buy author of mine, and that is Children of Ragnarok by Senda William Chima, or Chima, I forgot how to say it correctly. This is a first book in a brand new fantasy series, and I honestly got this because it's by a favorite author of mine, and this cover is just gorgeous. It's really stunning, and I had this on hold from my library for a while, but I was like number 5 on the list, and I was kind of impatient, so I was like, I want to read this now, but I want to finish Ruin first, and then I'll read this one. Again, this is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. I think this came out in September, if I remember correctly. Yeah, excited to see what this is going to be about. I love anything to do with Greek mythology, so sign me up. I'm ready to dive into a new series. Next 4 books are the 4 books I got from my December Book of the Month pick. I was able to get 2 free, not free credits, but I got 2 free books. One with my monthly credit, and the other one was for the Book of the Year option. So my main pick for December was Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Krochner. Don't know too much about this, except this is a Christmassy story set in December, obviously. And I hear nothing but amazing things about this, and I know a few of my friends have read this, and they said they loved it. So I might save this for December of next year, or I might pick it up sometimes this week. Next I have is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This one I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about on Book Talk. And if it wasn't for Book Talk, I would not have picked this up. This is an adult romance novel, and I'm intrigued by this, and hopefully I will like it. Next is, I think Jason from Easy Cat is going to be doing a read-along for their book club, and that is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, I think is how you say the author's name. As you can see from this sticker here, it says Book of the Year. So this won the 2022 Book of the Year from Book of the Month. And I actually was really intrigued by this before it even won Book of the Month. So I was excited to see that it did win. I don't read a whole lot of fiction books here on my channel, so I'm intrigued to see what this is. I don't know what genre this would be considered of. But I've been hearing nothing but good things about this, so excited to get to it. The next book is a sequel that I have, and I haven't read book 1 yet, but Book of the Month surprisingly did the sequel to this, and that is A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. This is, like I said, the second and final book in this duology. The first book is, what's the first book? A River Enchanted. I just looked over on my bookshelf. I was like, oh yeah. I haven't read book 1 yet, but again, Book of the Month was doing a sequel, which fingers crossed they are going to do Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Because that is also a sequel, and they did Ninth House from Book of the Month when that one came out. So I'm hoping next month they do Hellbent as like either a main pick or an add-on. And if they don't, I'm gonna be a little mad. But anyways, don't know too much about this because I haven't read book 1 yet, and I don't want to spoil you guys of what happened. So I know I'm gonna buddy read this with a bunch of my friends in the Queer Reads Book Club group chat. The final book for this book haul is the absolutely stunning edition of The Poison Season by Mara Rutherford. Sorry for butchering anyone's name. This is a I think it's the first book in a series, or is a YA standalone. This edition is just stunning. I love it. There's a beautiful end pages that you can see right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then the actual original cover is on the hardcover, so that's really cool. And then the quote on the back says, every sacrifice deserves a song. And then, of course, there is beautiful artwork on the reverse dust jacket, which I cannot wait to see what that is all about. And like I said, this is a YA standalone fantasy novel, and I'm excited to get to it because this was on my Amazon wish list. So hopefully I love it, and if I don't, I'm going to be really mad because it's a beautiful edition. So there you have it. Those are all the books that I got either from friends and family or books I received from publishing. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for this crazy year of 2022. Cannot believe it's already almost over. I still have a few more videos I am going to be filming for you guys to wrap up 2022. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. I love each and every one of you, and if we can get to 300 subscribers before New Year's Eve, that'll be really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below. Bye guys.